Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist, and in today's timeless reading, we are getting messages from your head, from your heart, and then the bridge between the two, messages from your soul. In the world that we live in, there's a lot of background noise. There are people that can tell you what to think, what to feel, what is right, what is wrong. People who will tell you essentially anything and everything that you want to hear, but nothing that you actually need to hear. All of this background noise can become very overwhelming. It can make it very difficult to hear yourself, to hear your heart, to hear your soul. And it can make the words and the thoughts in your mind something that they shouldn't be. And I myself have time and time again found the background noise of the outside world so overwhelming. The things that people say and the beliefs and opinions of others have become so loud that sometimes it's time to go back to the silence, go back to the stillness. Pause. There are 3 steps for The Art of Contemplation by Richard Rudd that I think back to during these times. Richard Rudd says that you should pause the mind, and then you pivot the emotions, and you merge the truth with the body. Now, these are 3 factors: your heart, your mind, and your soul. These 3 factors are all contained within your body, and when they're at war with each other, then your body feels as though it's at war with you as well. You can have physical pain, emotional pain. You could have both physical and emotional pain, headaches, aches and pains, muscle cramps. All of these things can come when part of you is battling with another part of yourself. When the outside world, the outside noise can be allowed in to your inside world, and it silences the truth that you know from within. This reading is intended to help you come back to what is being said to you from your inside world, to see the distortions of the mind or the way that your mind is trying to speak to you, the words and emotions coming from your heart, and to hear the message of your soul that is trying to essentially be the mediator between the two. So we have 3 piles. We've got pile 1, and it has a white blue sodalite heart. Pile 2 with the opalite heart, and pile 3 with the rose quartz heart. So I am going to give you time so that you can spend alone in silence looking over the cards, and let your soul guide you to the message that you need right now to help bridge your heart and your mind into union together and ease any discomfort that you are experiencing within your physical body. I am going to channel Reiki energy during these readings as well. And so before we get into each reading, we will do the Japanese Reiki principles to open each reading. So I would like you to give yourself time to clear your energy, to get connected, and to find the pile that is right for you, that is calling to you. I will give you some time, and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the first pile, the white-blue sodalite pile, this is your message to help silence the background noise, to bridge the mind and the heart together, and hear the calling of your soul. As I said in the intro, in case you missed it, this is going to be a Reiki channeled reading, so I will be channeling Reiki energy. If you so choose to accept it, all you have to do is set the intention to accept the Reiki energy. The intention of this energy is to help be this bridge between your mind and your heart, to align them together, to bring them into harmony, to bring them into balance. Let us start with the Japanese Reiki principles just for today. Just for today, I will surrender worry and embrace trust. Just for today, I will release anger and welcome forgiveness. Just for today, I will give thanks for my many blessings and share my gratitude freely. Just for today, I will do my work honestly, with clear intention and a pure heart. Just for today. The background noise of the world can become overwhelming. Oftentimes, we don't realize how loud it can get. And when we live based off of the Just for Today principles, we remember that every single day we get a chance to listen more deeply to ourselves, to our heart, to our soul, to quiet the negative thought processes that occur in our minds, and to see the magic and the wisdom from the higher realms in our life. The stone you chose, the white-blue sodalite stone, it's an awakening stone. It's a very spiritual stone. It can be tied to both the third eye, but it can also be tied to the throat chakra. And with the white in there, it's also tied to the crown chakra. If you chose this stone, your heart is trying to be heard in opening up to those higher chakras, to bridge that connection so that you can become more grounded. Without that connection between those three higher chakras and the heart chakra, it's hard to be grounded. It's hard to be able to bring in your creativity, to understand your personal power, and to feel safe and secure within you. Your emotions can get very overwhelming, and it can be very difficult. I am feeling this very nervous, anxious energy right now, as though you're almost fearful of what it is that you're going to hear today. And I feel this sense of peace and calm coming through, and this assurance that this message is meant to help bring you hope, help bring you clarity, help bring you understanding. The top three cards are the cards that are where your mind is right now. And these bottom three cards are the impact it is having on your heart. As we go through these, we're going to see how the connection between your head and your heart is, and move from there. And then we will get this message right here. It's from the secret language of light, and this will be the message from your soul. So let's take a look at what your mind is saying. We have the 10 of Earth, or the 10 of Pentacles. 14 and Patience, which is also known as the Temperance card. And the 6 of Earth, or the 6 of Pentacles. And your heart is the 9 of Swords, or the 9 of mental borders. It's the blue borders, the mental energy, and it says darkest fears. The 6 of Roots, or Earth, that is the 6 of Pentacles, and giving and receiving. And the 7 of Earth, or Root, the 7 of Pentacles, with awaiting results. So I do see that there is this correlation, this connection between your heart and your mind. But the difference between it is, within your heart, there is this trapped energy of fear. And it feels as though your mind is actually trying to help you in this moment, because in your heart, you've been hurt so many times that you worry that you've missed your chance. You worry that you've missed your opportunity. A lot of this feels like it's tied to your physical world. There is so much earth energy here. And it's, your mind is telling you of your worth. But I see this wolf here, and a wolf, I think of the lone wolf. It's as though your mind is saying, I can do this all on my own. I don't need anyone. I don't want anyone's help. And I feel as though this state of mind of I don't need anyone and I don't want anyone's help is tied to this darkest fears card, because your heart knows what the biggest fear is contained within your mental specter, or your mental realm, and that is quite literally that all of your patience will never bring the balance in results that you seek. You have been waiting to see a change, waiting for something. Some of you've been waiting for balance, for a karmic balance to occur. You have been waiting to see the change that you've made in your inner world appear in your outer world. And this awaiting results, it really does tie in directly to this patience, in which the longer that you sit and wait, the harder it is for you to remain patient. And it's because these fears are still trapped within your heart. There's this pressure on my chest right now, as though I can't quite breathe around it. I can't quite alleviate it. It's like there's a flower that wants to blossom, but it won't blossom. And you know, I do this series, the Lunar Living series, and every time I look at this darkest fears, I think about that. You can see the progression of an eclipse coming across. And you know, eclipses, when they were first documented way back in history, they were something that were very feared. They were seen as a warning from the gods that the moon was blocking out the sun, and so there was deep fear that the light was going away, that the light was being taken away. And I feel like that is what your fear is that everything that you've been waiting on and hoping for, this balance, this equal give and take in your life, believing in it, believing in your worth, believing that you can do this, this waiting game that you've been doing has actually fueled your fears to come out into the forefront, to come out and to be seen. And it can be very easy to be caught up in these fears and feeling as though you can't get out of them. Feeling as though there is no way to break free of them, because it is as though your light is being blocked out continually, and every time you try to shine it into the world, something comes along and blocks it. And I'm feeling pain in my sides, like I'm hearing like a stitch in your side. So the basic meaning for that I'm getting is drink some more water. You may be dehydrated. It may be that you go through a phase where you drink a lot of water and you feel very good, but you forget that it's the water that is fueling you or filling you, the water that is giving you this moisture, this nourishment. And you lose patience because every little step makes you feel this sense of hope. But hope and fear come together, just as love and fear come together. And we have to embrace one to be able to overcome it. It's about embracing our fears and knowing that they're there and moving forward from that, despite them being there, because you trust in yourself and your gifts and your talent and your abilities, but you also trust in your guidance and your spirit team and your own soul. Sometimes trust can be very difficult to come by, especially when you aren't able to trust yourself. It is very difficult to trust another. And until you learn how to trust yourself, it will always be difficult to trust someone else. I know that there's this saying that until you love yourself, you can't love another, and I personally don't subscribe to that belief. I never will. But I do believe that if you can't trust yourself, then you don't have a firm basis, a firm grounding, a firm foundation of trust in your life. And so it makes it incredibly difficult to trust anyone else because you don't know how. And that isn't any fault of your own. That's something that we learn over time, over experience. We learn through seeing where our wisdom has shone through and led us the right way, and how the background noise of other people's thoughts and beliefs and other energies and other notions have led us astray. And it's not the fault of the other people. It's not anybody's fault but the one who takes the action. So if somebody hurts you, it's their fault for hurting you, but it is your fault for continuing to hurt yourself by holding on to that. And if you can let that go, if you can forgive yourself and let it go and move forward, you can see that the patience will never ever yield something that is part of your darkest fears. There is truly a balance and a harmony to everything. And it is about remembering that and working with that and doing everything that you can to work at trusting yourself and knowing yourself. Let's find out what your soul wants to say. We have the card 11 with remembrance. So we have 1s and 6s. And 1s are indicative of new beginnings, leadership, taking control, taking the lead in your life. And 6s are unconditional love, but they're also balance and harmony and deep healing. And so this to me is saying that your soul is asking you to remember what your worth is, remember who you are, and be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself. The card Remembrance talks about 1111 energy and awakening, and I did tell you that this sodalite is the awakening stone. This deep spiritual understanding. Some of you may be seeing 1111. You may start seeing it now. When you do see it, take note of what you're thinking, what you're feeling. What I'm seeing here is there's very little in disconnect between your mind and your heart. But your mind is trying to get your heart to understand that it is time to heal from these fears. Sometimes a perception is what creates the fear. Just like the way that a lunar eclipse, or a solar eclipse rather, was seen in the sun getting blocked out. And it was so fear-based. But now we know it's a natural phenomena of the world, and it happens regularly. We have nothing to fear. There are messages within that, but the messages are never ones of fear. Spirit does not work in fear. Spirit works through love. And I'm not ever saying that some of the messages that come forth don't elicit fear, but they're not fear-based in nature. I always say my God is a loving God. My God is a loving God. We have the card I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. And that ties again to this remembrance. Your soul is trying to get you to remember who you are, what your worth is, and what you're working for. What it is that you feel is destined for you is your fate. And we have breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. That is very much an energy that I had to learn myself how to break out of. I used to try to control because I had these issues with control. I always felt as though I was being controlled by other people, or I actually was being controlled by other people. And it became very difficult for me. And I wasn't able to remember my true worth, what I was here to do, who I was. On the back we have called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. This feels so much like you're going through some sort of spiritual change. And when we go through a spiritual change, a lot of the time it's our darkest fears, our deepest fears, our greatest worries that come forth. And they aren't coming out of us because we are backtracking. They're not coming out of us because we're in the wrong. They're coming forward and they're presenting themselves because it's time to heal them. It's time to allow for that growth to occur. Are some of you dealing with heartburn? I have this heartburn sense, more so in my throat. And that could be, the other thing that I'm hearing is that could be that you have truths that you want to speak and you're afraid to speak them. I think a lot of this darkest fear seems to be such a huge focal point, which is kind of crazy to me because everything else is just so positive and so warm and so loving. But this one aspect, it's like it sucks you in and you can't see beyond it. But the darkest fears isn't here to elicit it's not here to warn you of danger. It's here to make you aware that sometimes we see things that we fear because we don't understand them. And if we allow ourselves the time to hear the calling from the universe and to remember what it is that we're being shown about ourselves, these darkest fears are released and they're healed and we can move on from them. I know for me, I have a deep fear around being betrayed, being hurt, because it's something that I unfortunately have grown accustomed to in my life in the past. And I had to come to a point where I said, enough is enough. I won't do this anymore. You can either essentially be on my side or we have to part ways. And that's never an easy decision to make. It's never an easy choice. But sometimes it's about the choices that we make for our own self, for our own heart. And when your soul is saying, please remember who you are, please remember what the life is that you want to live and what life it is that is right for you. Remember who you are, your worth. And remember to do everything in balance. Remember that you should be receiving as much as what you give. And if you're not, it's okay to say no to continue giving. Most of your cards are just positive. And I don't feel as though you have been micromanaging the universe. I actually feel as though you feel that the universe is micromanaging you. As though you don't get a say in anything because you feel as though you have to constantly step up for everybody else. But your soul is calling for you to remember what you are capable of doing and creating and being because of who you are on a soul level. And in that sense, everything is meant to be balanced out. And when you step into a state of trust and receptivity, then you will see the results you're waiting for. On the back of the deck for mindful messages, we have all is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. This is exactly right. The universe wants you to know that everything is okay. Even the pieces that don't feel okay, it is okay. Everything is. It just doesn't feel that way. And let yourself feel all of that. Let yourself feel what doesn't feel okay. Because it's in those emotions that you learn and you grow and you change and you adapt and you become more than who you are. More than who you think you are, more than who you believe you are, more than the outside world tells you you are. You become more because that is what you are. So let's take a look at your other 3 messages. It says morning rituals. In the mornings, I will take time to tune in to myself to set high vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for the ones that do. We have commitment. I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way to me. See, this is what I was talking about. When you sit and you wait for the results, it can feel oftentimes as though the universe has forgotten you. But you are always remembered, and when you remember yourself and you do these things that... The thing about morning rituals here with commitment is there's something that I do every day. I make my bed every single day. And when I do that, when I make my bed every day, then it helps get me into the mindset of accomplishment. I've gotten up, I've made my bed, I have put myself into this state of this is my ritual and I commit to that because that makes it easier for me to commit to other things. And sometimes when we get knocked down, when we get hurt, when we find ourselves facing each and every one of our deepest, darkest fears and having to remember them and having to overcome them one more time, we can lose sight of the things that we should be doing during the day or we should be doing for ourselves. A morning ritual, it doesn't mean that you have to go to an altar space and you have to sit for a half hour in quiet, in solitude. It means you need to do something for you every single day and commit to that practice of doing something for you. And it can be as simple as making the bed. I make my bed, I change my laundry around, and then I make my coffee. That is my morning ritual. And I stick to that and I maintain that because it gives me something regular to focus on, something regular to do. And when I do that, then everything else falls into place. It's small levels of control so that I don't feel as though my life is completely out of control. So I am in a state of easier flexibility because I know I've done something that I needed to do. And it brings me back to center. It brings me back to grounding. It brings me back to myself. And that's what these morning rituals and the commitment is asking you to do. Something simple that brings you back to yourself. And then we have hold lightly. I take the things and people that come into my life lightly, not holding on too tight so that when it comes time for them to go, they may go smoothly. This does not mean I love any less or not value, but that I am open to the changes of life. This is why these morning rituals are so important. This is why this all is okay is so important. Because there will be people that come into your life during a spiritual awakening, during a spiritual ascension, during a spiritual journey, when you wake up and you open yourself up to it. There will be people that come in, there will be people that exit. And if you hold too tightly to the people that come into your life, if you hold and put too much of yourself and your identity and your worth on your attachments to other people or your connections to other people, and you don't see that sometimes a soul is in our life to teach us, to help us grow. Same as you could be passing through my channel, and I am here temporarily to help you remember who you are, to help you remember your worth and your truth and your beauty and your amazingness. And then at some point you hit my channel and what I'm saying doesn't resonate. You pick another pile, it doesn't resonate. You pick another pile, it doesn't resonate. That doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It means that our time together has now ended, and it's okay to break away from that. It can be a lot more difficult when it is a loved one or a family member or a friend that you know and you love and you care about. But the mark of true unconditional love is saying, you know what, I know that we were together for this time, but it's no longer right for me. But don't let anyone else tell you what is and is not right for you on that aspect. Let your heart be your guide. Let your soul show you the way. Remember the truth of what your heart and soul call for you to do, to be, and to become. And know that it's okay to let things and people go. It's okay to walk away from things that don't fit with you anymore. It's not even about like, I'm awakened and you're not, so we can't be friends or anything like that. This is about a genuine energetic exchange that is no longer in balance. Don't attach to any one definitive meaning of anything or anyone. Let go of all of the labels and all of the definitions and just let it be what it is. You can be soul sisters or soul brothers with somebody. You can be part of the same soul family and never have any interactions anymore. That doesn't mean that there's some sort of karmic imbalance. You're not wrong for doing what is right for you. You are not wrong for that. Please do not allow your fears to dictate whether you believe in yourself or not. Sometimes all you have ahead of you and before you and behind you is you. And that can be hard. It can be lonely. It can be scary. But that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that the universe is taking things away from you. It means that you are being prepared for something greater. So take one small step today. Brush your hair, brush your teeth, take a shower, take a bath, make your bed, do a load of laundry. Just wash it. You don't even have to put it in the dryer if it feels too difficult. Do one small step a day. Because the more you do those small steps, those small rituals, the more you will begin to remember your worth and your value. And the more that you will find that the patience that you take and give to yourself to take these small steps forward, the patience that you give come back to you in patience from the universe, in patience from the people that you love, in patience and guidance and compassion and grace from other people in the world. Be patient with yourself. Sometimes the things that we fear the most are just that. They're illusions, they're fears, they're nothing more or less than a mindset, and you have the power to change that. And your heart is saying, please see that you have these deep, dark fears and remember your worth, remember your plan, remember what you know is right for you, what you feel called to do. Remember your commitment to yourself. As you await these results, remember that you already have it here for you, as above, so below. Remember. Now is the time for you to remember. Pile number 1, my heart, my love goes out to you. I hope and pray that this energy helped bring you comfort, bring you clarity, helped bridge the dissonance and the distance between your heart and your mind, and opened you up to hearing the message from your soul. If this video resonated, please hit the like button. Don't forget to share this with a friend or family member. Share it on social media. We could all use a little bit of healing, and the more interaction and love that my videos get, the more the collective is helped, and it helps facilitate bringing more messages forward, and I am ever so appreciative of it. There are links in the description box if you would like to try my course, if you are interested in reading my books, and if you feel as though you would like to donate to my channel, the links are in the description box for that as well. They're never expected, but they are always very much appreciated and always touch my heart and my soul and keep me going on this journey. I do want to say thank you so much to my guides, to your guides, to our higher selves, and to the loving, loving divine creator that we all share, for bringing me here to help you, to give to you, and to share these messages and wisdom and healing with you. Pile 1, thank you so much. I have the feeling that in the near future you will begin remembering things from your soul that will help you overcome these fears. And I feel honored to have been able to help facilitate that. I love you all. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I will see you at my next one. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the second pile, you chose the opalite stone. And I know most people consider the opalite stone for the crown chakra, and it is, but to me, the colors of it, the iridescent nature that is opalite, and I'll move that up a little bit, see if you can see it a little bit better, but the colors of it feel so ethereal. It fits to me more with the soul star chakra, that higher soul chakra that connects us to the divine realms. And this to me is very much a spiritual feeling, a spiritual pile. And it feels like spirit is coming in very strongly through this crystal and asking you to see things more on a brighter note. It's almost like there's been this fogginess, and now the fog is clearing and you can see the crisp, clean nature of things. Like the morning fog that rolls in on the bay, and when that clears, you can see the crystalline blue of the ocean, and you can see the browns and grays and blacks of the cliffs, and the green of the grass, and the bright yellow of the sand of the beach. And it is like the whole world gets infused with this sense of magic. And that's what I get from just the stone itself, is as though Spirit is trying to help usher in more magic for you. So as I said in the intro, in case you skipped it, this is going to be a Reiki healing message to help bridge your mind with your heart and receive messages from your soul. My nose is itchy, which is usually a sign that there are spirits present. So let's open with the Japanese Reiki principles just for today. Just for today, I will surrender worry and embrace trust. Just for today, I will release anger and welcome forgiveness. Just for today, I will give thanks for my many blessings and share my gratitude freely. Just for today, I will do my work honestly, with clear intention and pure heart. Just for today. And that just for today principle is so great to remind us that every single day we get a chance to do something new, to see things from a new perspective, to be washed clean and clear from what came before. So this is very much a cleansing that I feel for you. And that is the intention that I will set, that this helps cleanse your mind, your heart, and bridge your soul with this healing. You may set additional intentions for receiving. If you choose to receive the energy, you don't have to. It is up to you. It is intelligent energy, and it will go to those who openly accept it. And it won't go to anyone who does not want to. And this is something that you can always return back to if you feel you want to receive the healing. I'm sorry, I just started getting the hiccups. There is a lot of energy, a lot of spirit energy. You may be mediums and struggling with your gift. That is something that is coming through very strongly. There's this sense of fear with mediumship, with this pile. And I am hearing there is nothing to fear. It will brighten things when you accept this gift. So let's go ahead and get into it. These top 3 cards are where your mind is right now, and the bottom 3 are your heart. It's how they're interacting. I can't tell you definitively until I see the cards and get a feel for the energy completely, but I do feel a slight disconnect right now. And it is more so that your mind is not quite hearing your heart. And we're going to find out what it is that is creating this disconnect for you. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have the card 6 and love or lovers. The 3 of water or the 3 of cups. And the 8 of water or the 8 of cups. A lot of emotional energy in your mind right now. We have the 6 chakra, which is your third eye chakra. This is what I'm saying about this mediumship. Your third eye chakra is intricately connected to your mediumship. We have the card 20 and blossom, which is also known as the judgment card, and the card 3 with take the lead. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. Look at this. We've got 6, 6, 3, 3, and then 8 and 2. So this is where this disconnect is, right here. Okay, so as you can see, we can actually see perfectly where the disconnect is, and I absolutely love that. But I see you guys feeling as though you need some extra protection, and Spirit is saying that's not necessarily the case. It's not about protection. It's about allowing yourself to grow. Your mind is telling you that in order to have love in a community, you have to walk away from one or the other. That's what I'm seeing here. It's almost as if this 8 of water should be in between these two, but Spirit, it's your mind is putting them together as though they are one, and it makes it impossible to walk away from one or the other without losing them both. But the 8 of water, if you look at this one especially, she's got this treasure chest and she's staring out, and you can almost see there's still fog on this card. There's still fog, but it's starting to clear, and the ship is coming in, and she has all of these messages in a bottle. And this is really what it feels like the disconnect is that you have all these messages contained within you that are ready to be released to the world. They're ready to be shared with the world. And if you do this, your growth, your personal power, your place in the world will begin to blossom. But there's this fear of actually allowing yourself to take the lead in your life, to take the lead in your gifts, to allow your gifts to come forward, to allow them to bring forth what you desire in your life. And even though the 3 of water, the 3 of cups is traditionally all about community, it's also a card of celebration. And if you look here, there's this mermaid on the card, and she's got these 3 oyster shells, and they're open now, and you can see the beautiful pearls, which means that you have, it's like your third eye is blossoming, and there are so many pearls of wisdom within your third eye. And every time this Lovers card comes up, to me, it's always misinterpreted. The Lovers card to me is never about the love of a man and a woman or the relationship. It's about our divine masculine and our divine feminine within. And this one even has the Strength card energy to it. But the Lovers card is really about making a decision or making a choice or deciding to come together to bridge different parts of who you are and what you are worth and what you want for yourself, to bring them together, to bring them into harmony, to see things from a higher perspective, and that is that soul star chakra. And you do have this, the 3 of spirit, or the 3, it's literally the 3 of the higher realm. Your heart is 100% attuned to your third eye right now, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's saying that you're blossoming. The only thing that you really need to realize with this 8 of water or the 8 of cups, it's not about walking away. It's about releasing those messages to the world. You are my channelers. I like my channelers, my psychics, my mediums. And that for this pile feels almost terrifying. It's kind of like I get this sense of like, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. And there's this pushback energy to it. And Spirit's saying there's nothing to be fearful of this. So allow yourself to take the lead. Allow your heart to take the lead in collaboration with your third eye. Let this happen. Let this come together. The only thing that you need to be looking at releasing here right now is the mindsets, but it's also the messages for other people. Let's see what your heart wants you to know. We have the card 40 with color. And if you see here, there is so much that matches perfectly. And even the color card has a heart that matches that opalite stone. But the card color is about more color coming into your life. It's like that initial image that I got when we opened this reading up about the way that the fog is clearing, and that's what this is. It's the fog is clearing. You can see the sun shining through just like it is here. This is about you blossoming into your gifts. Your mind is so afraid of what what you stand to lose, that you don't see that you're not here to lose anything. You're here to gain everything. You're here to gain your truth and your calling, and making the choice to embrace it and accept it, and allowing for everything to come together. Your third eye is blossoming, and your heart is telling you it's time to step up and lead. Take the lead in your own life, in your own healing, but in your own gifts, and don't shy away from it, and don't be fearful of it. We have Hyreth and longing for home, or homesick for the stars. You guys got quite a few of these Starseed Oracle cards. We have the Cosmic Heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Put this right up here. Jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. That's this, take the lead. Look how well these cards match each other. They're so unbelievably perfect together. These, it just feels so much like a message for you there. And it says, Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Look, this is literally just like the image that I saw. Look at all the colors on this card. All of these colors coming together. It's as though you have felt so out of place. And this jump in Andromedan energy, it literally reminds me of the third eye as well. And then finally we have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study higher learning. That's the soul star chakra, is that higher learning. But that's what you're going through right now. It's just a sense of higher learning, higher understanding, higher awareness. And you're learning how to read things that are more than what they seem, how to see the color in all the situations. But also, I'm hearing that some of you may be gaining a new spiritual gift. You may be learning how to read auras, seeing colors around things and people, but especially things. For instance, I have the Titania's fortune card deck, and there is one card in particular in that deck that whenever I look at that card, I can see the auric energy of the card itself. I can see it pulsing. I can see the colors changing and flexing. And that earth pulsing, it feels very much like that too. Sometimes when new gifts come online, it's scary. And I see this, if you look, this disconnect between the colors. It's like your heart is getting more attuned to your higher chakras, but your mind is still stuck on those lower level ones and worrying about the lower level ones. And it's nothing that you need to be concerned about anymore. You guys live in the higher realms, but I don't feel spacey like I normally do for somebody who has really strong higher chakra energy. I feel as though you actually have learned how to really slow it down and ground yourself. And because of that, you know that now is the time for you to lead going forward. This Hyreth card, homesickness comes in many ways. It comes forward in a variety of ways that we don't fully understand, we don't fully grasp, because you can be homesick and be at home all the time. And it's not always homesick for the stars so much as it's homesick for a sense of self that you know that you have within you, but you cannot remember it. Or you can even be homesick for your own personal gifts or your own spiritual gifts and not realize that you're homesick for it because it's been so long since they've been active or activated within you that your soul is longing for it. And you, as your ego self, doesn't recognize what exactly it is that your soul is longing for, so you start attaching it to different things. And that's where this disconnect between allowing yourself to blossom and grow and feeling as though you have to run away from everything comes in. So we have, for mindful messages, we have playful. I go about life playfully and take things lightly. I can turn any hard day or heavy burden into a fun adventure. Why spend time upset when there is so much fun to be had? I'm going to put this right over here. And then we have conscious focus. What I focus on, I attract more of. Starting with today, I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend time speaking or thinking of. I will do more of the things that bring me joy and see as more of these things begin to effortlessly flow into my life. And then finally, we have infinite creativity. At any moment, I am able to tap into an infinite source of energy and creativity within me. Unique ideas flow through, each one capable of blossoming into beautiful creations. And on the back of the deck, just to give a beautiful contrasting color, we have creator of happiness. I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual. Therefore, it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. And if you can hear my baby Bella meowing, she found a Nerf dart again. And she wants me to give her massive amounts of praise. She quite literally just dropped a Nerf dart on the floor and is looking at me like, praise me, praise me. She's so goofy. Okay, I apologize. However, that playful energy right there, you know, I was having a kind of tough morning. I think a lot of us in the collective have been experiencing these potent energies flooding in, and with that, our bodies don't always know how to react. Our bodies don't always know how to handle the higher levels of energy, and so we can find ourselves in pain with headaches, not knowing fully how to assimilate or accommodate these energies coming in, and it can really make us feel very downtrodden. I know for me, having all this pain, it's very reminiscent of a time that came before my spirituality. And during that time, I suffered from chronic pain and chronic illness. And anytime pain comes back on a regular, consistent basis, I get concerned about the magnitude of it and the length of time and whether it's going to last and whether it's going to stop. And it gets frightening. And when it gets into that state, I can lose my sense of playfulness, and I can fail to focus on what is important, and then I focus on the things that aren't important. And in doing so, I really do make it very difficult for me to touch my own happiness and to create from a place that isn't born of fear. And these are lessons that I've had to learn on my journey. And I feel very strongly as though you are my creators, my painters, my artists, my spiritually gifted. There's nothing in the world that says that you can't paint and be spiritually gifted. You can't be a channeler, but not like you can't be both a channeler and a writer. Like there are so many things that sometimes on a spiritual journey, we can hear somebody say, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. You have to choose something. You have to be in a niche. But you know what? I'm sitting here and I am channeling Reiki energy for you, and I am reading cards, and I am channeling messages, and I'm laughing at my cat, and I am talking about my pains and my emotions. I'm doing it all in one moment, and I feel very happy and very blessed to be doing it. Why am I any different than you are? You don't have to choose between love and friendship. You don't have to choose between devotion from the heart and devotion from another. You can have all of it. You only have to decide that you are going to have it all. And let yourself see that even if you feel like everything is always some gigantic lesson in life, that you can't take the lead and let yourself be led. Visualize what it is that you want. See your future. See the color of everything. Open yourself up to receiving a greater vision for what could come. Because right now, you're in this state of, there's one of two colors. It's either the emotional, watery energy of tears and fogginess, or there is that pure higher realm clarity of color. But there are so many colors in between white and black. There are so many colors in between. There are literally every color in between those two. So you don't need to see things in black and white anymore. You can see things in every color imaginable. You can see things from every perspective that suits, that fits within your truth and your heart and your soul. And you don't need to allow any kind of background noise or any other personal opinion of anybody else out in the world to dictate or change or lead you along a decisionary path that does not fit with you. Spirit is literally coming in and saying, please let color back into your life. Please see the colors of life and let yourself be colorful. Let yourself be the rainbow. I'm literally seeing somebody like the Julie Andrews from The Sound of Music when she is out in the hills and she's spinning in a circle and she is singing at the top of her lungs and everything is so green and lush and beautiful. And I am seeing somebody doing that just like that scene, but from them and all around them, their aura is just radiating rainbows. Just this iridescent rainbow color flowing all around them and just painting the world bright, colorful colors. Joy and happiness and creativity. And it is because you are consciously focusing on your happiness moving forward. You're focusing on the things that make you happy, the things that make you laugh, not the things that make you feel like you can't get out of it and you can't see your way through and that you have to choose between your heart and your mind and your soul, but that you can have all three of them together in harmony, and your body can be in harmony with all three of them. Pile 2. I can see such beautiful things on the horizon for you. I don't want to even try to make any kind of predictions on what exactly it is that's coming in, because first of all, it's different for everyone, but second of all, the blossoming journey, that's going to be one that is not like this life lessons one. It's going to be one of the utmost beauty, like watching a rare flower blossom and bloom for the very first and only time. This is you. You are the rare flower. You're going to blossom, but you will never fade after. Thank you so much, Pile 2. Thank you to your guides, to my guides, to our higher selves, and thank you so much to our divine creator and spirit. Thank you for bringing forth these messages, for helping me and helping facilitate this connection. Thank you so much. And thank you to you, Pile 2. You are amazing and incredible, and I am honored to read your energy, to channel this healing for you. If this video resonated, please hit the like button and share it with a friend, a family member, or on social media. The more that my videos get interaction and get shared in the collective, the more people get the healing and the messages that they desperately need. And the more grateful I am as well. It helps facilitate these messages very much so. And I am always, always grateful for the love and the support. If you would like to check out my course, Breaking Boundaries, Finding Freedom, there is a link down in the description box. There is also a code for 50% off, and you can type that code in. It is a limited time code, so once the amount has been used, there will be no further codes being given. So don't miss out on that. And if you would like to check out either one of my books, Chemistry with Kismet or And What If, there are Amazon links down in the description box, and there are also links to donate to my channel. Every donation helps to build my channel's growth and keep me moving forward, and they are always so appreciated, never expected, but they do genuinely provide help and resources for this channel to continue and to progress. And I want to say thank you one more time for you being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos and healing sessions. Pile 2. I cannot wait for you to see the colors that Spirit is ushering in for you. Thank you again for who you are, for how you are, for your energy, and for continuing to move forward and paint this world brighter. We need more people like you out in the collective, in every community, in every facet of the world. So thank you for being you. I love you all. I will see you again. Bye.